right, and next up we have our main speaker of the day talking about LinkedIn, Andrew Hooper. And we're so excited about LinkedIn. If you guys haven't, I know a lot of you have LinkedIn pages. Raise your hand if you have a LinkedIn page. Okay, raise your hand if you use your LinkedIn page. Okay, so this is a really big opportunity because we all know everybody is on Instagram. Everybody is on Facebook. But LinkedIn is one of those things that, you know, people tend to not see as an opportunity, and there's so many opportunities. So he's going to come. Welcome.
Awesome, thank you. Keep the round of applause going for your amazing leaders.
Yeah.
That's awesome, guys. I feel blessed to be able to be a part of that. So congrats, Carl, Shannon, Kristen, amazing work. I know from the time that I jumped on was it a Zoom or a Teams, Alex? I think we jumped on something. I think I was driving, so I don't even know if I was on camera. Because I'm on the road all the time. And we spoke about bringing a training, and I could just tell the heart of the leadership from that call. And so I can feel the vibes in the room. I go in a lot of real estate rooms. I told Kristen earlier, I said I've been in a lot of Remaxes up in Southern Maryland, but you guys got it tricked out here. This is great. So I love the space. Great vibes. Good people.
All of our recruits today.
Yeah. So a couple other honorable mentions. I got to mention Gina with Hager Law. So awesome. Love that. That's great. This is my first time meeting Gina. So I work for Fidelity National Financial. We underwrite exclusively with Hanger Law.
Does anyone know what that means?
Yeah.
Someone asked me, like, what are you doing here with Fidelity? So, I figured I might explain.
Go for it.
So, a lot of you guys close with us at Hanger Law, and I so appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Not just your leaders, but you guys putting in the work every single day. We underwrite our title insurance through Fidelity. So when your clients buy a title insurance policy, a lender policy, or an owner's policy, we have our own in-house underwriting team, but that policy is brokered through Fidelity, and Fidelity is a nationwide company. I'm going to sort of give you the 2 seconds on that, but what it means is in 20 years from now, if something happens and your clients need to file a title claim, they're not making it through Hanger Law. I mean, we're a great company, we're going to be around for as long as possible, but having that assurance of a national company is going to protect your clients and their families forever, because title insurance, once it's purchased, it protects for the entire time that person is alive and then anyone who inherits the property from them. So these policies can go for a really long time. And so it's not just closing with Hanger Law, but it's also getting your insurance provided through Fidelity National.
Yes.
So that's why. That's the connection there.
So with that, forget LinkedIn. We're going to deep dive title issues today.
No, I'll be back to that another time.
I'm kidding a little bit. I joke. I'm a little tongue in cheek because I'm like, I don't do all that boring stuff.
It's not boring.
I know, right? So fight me on it. I love it. I came on at Fidelity about 2 years ago. Just a little bit about this guy, and I'll get it out of the way. So. Grew up in Germany. I've lived in the Midwest and Iowa, primarily in the banking channel. So worked for Wells Fargo and JP Morgan for a long time. Went out to the Bay Area. Anyone from California? Anyone ever get to California?
Lived in.
What?
Lived there.
Anyone in the Bay Area?
No.
No.
I agree. My bank account agreed too. My bank account agreed. Very, very expensive to live in the Bay Area. So I loved it. Then after that, I moved to Philadelphia. Spent about 5 years in Philadelphia, opening the market for JP Morgan there. So hired and trained a lot. And then joined the title industry about 4 years ago, and 2 years with Fidelity. And I get to go around and speak on marketing and sales, not only help our agent partners in their internal efforts, but by extension, all of you. So real estate agents, lenders, and I get all over the Mid-Atlantic and up and down the East Coast a little bit for this. So the topic today is LinkedIn. I came up with this before AI was a thing. Can you believe it? It seems like an AI title, get LinkedIn or get left out. But came up with that title. So that was my creative.
Good job.
But AI can do a better job now, probably, for sure. But I saw one hand was raised when we talked about LinkedIn, that they're using it actively. So good job. Everyone else, what have we been using it like? Well, how have we been treating LinkedIn before we get into the meat of today? I'd love to field questions. The more set it and forget it.
I mean, our office has really only used it for hiring.
Cool.
We did find Brooke from LinkedIn, which is
Brooke's very thankful for LinkedIn. So yeah, that's what I hear pretty commonly, especially in real estate. It was like a glorified resume. And then I gotta be honest, who still has like your high school reunion photo on there?
Absolutely.
Something like that.
No one in this office would do that.
Good.
They would get in trouble.
When I stalk people on LinkedIn sometimes, I'm like, is that a Snapchat filter across issue going on here? Or, you know, one time I hired a guy and he showed up for the first day and we had done like phone interviews and then another manager Zoomed and hired him. And I went out to bring him in on his first day and I couldn't find him. It was like a WeWork scenario. I'm like, looking around, where's Jason? You know? And I'd only seen him on LinkedIn. And finally Jason walks up and he's my age, but he had a full head of white hair, and on LinkedIn it was jet black and like, you know, 15-year-old picture. I'm like, dude, the gray looks great. Like, you just update your picture, man. I didn't even know who I was looking for here. So we're gonna get into that a little bit today, but overall for LinkedIn, yes, it's been a glorified resume for a long time. So as we jump into it today, here's what we're gonna cover. Why LinkedIn? Why LinkedIn for social media? Remind me your name again, Miss President.
Carly.
President.
Oh, Deb?
Yes.
Like, president of anything, it's Carly.
Your poster child for what not to do with your LinkedIn. It's not. I have 3 different accounts and don't know how to do it.
She's already in your picture. Your conviction started boiling. What was your name again? Remind me?
Deb Chamberlain.
Deb. So Deb mentioned it. You want to become some sort of an influencer. We know influencers in real estate sell more. We know if you're credible online, you sell more. And one of the key things with social, I think we sometimes focus too much on the metrics. Like we post something, we watch the views and the likes. Anyone with me on that? And if we're not getting more than like 250 views, we get discouraged. Or we get like 5 likes, we're like, dang it, didn't work. I'm gonna not do the next one, right? And we kind of get down the dumps. When it comes to any social media platform I talk about, same with LinkedIn, I need you guys to do one thing. Focus on what's in your control. Stephen Covey says it, draw a circle around yourself and focus on everything in that circle. So with social media, I apply that. You cannot control how the algorithm feeds your stuff up, no matter the platform you're on. I'm gonna give you some tips today to enhance it on LinkedIn, but you can't control it. What can you control? How you show up on the platform consistently. Do I show up consistently? Most folks, Deb said it, when someone Googles you, what do they find? When was the last time you Googled yourself?
Yeah.
Today you won.
Yesterday, but
It's great.
I was like, what?
Yesterday.
This is something people do?
I had to send out a link to my client for a review, and I was just copy pasted from my Google page.
You don't have a Google alert on your name?
You Google yourselves?
Yeah.
Why?
What comes up?
I don't have optimization.
ask
So,
ChatGPT about
If
yourself.
you
I'll
have
tell you everything about yourself.
exactly. ChatGPT uses Bing, so they'll figure out what's on Bing about you, and then Google, do Gemini for Google. But that's a whole other topic. So you Google yourself because that's what your consumers are doing. Deb said it. Like you get searched. You're reaching out to that lead for the first time. They don't know who you are. They're like, "Who's Andrew Hooper?" What do they find when they land on me?
That's what I did when she brought up your name.
That's my billboard. And you found some stuff,
I
right?
found some really cool
And
stuff.
what did it do? It was like,
It
okay.
validated your expertise because I found your YouTube channel and
Okay.
I was able to speak a little bit.
That was not a plan. I'll give you $20 later.
For that information.
That is the point of our social media presence. If you happen to become an influencer through being consistent, great. But what do people find when they land on you? What we find a lot is Google serves up LinkedIn quite often. LinkedIn, in my opinion, is the best social media billboard you can have because of the amount of things you can pack right into the top of the page that make you look awesome. We're going to get into that. A couple other reasons why LinkedIn. So we're going to get through some specifics, but let's jump into why. Number 1, this is huge. It is the most trusted social media network in the United States. I want you all to think about this, just from a human to human, consumer to consumer level. If I don't know you, and I connect with you on Instagram, and I slide into your DM on Instagram, what's the vibe?
You're a creeper.
Yeah.
Single dad with 2 kids, weirdo, delete. Right?
Block, then delete.
Don't forget that. You lose my and you can't recover deleted on Instagram. But let's flip that. I use LinkedIn personally as the first point of contact for all of my sales sequences. It is the first point of contact. It is expected to reach out to people. I can slide into anyone's DM on LinkedIn, and it is never creepy. Well, again, I'm not creepy personally, but it's not creepy because it's trusted and it's professional. So the dynamic shifts immediately. I'm meeting you on a more professional plane. So when I'm reaching out to somebody that I don't know, everyone else is blowing up their phone. Everyone else is hitting with these generic AI-generated emails. By the way, don't lean into, like, AI is great. Still keep it you and authentically you, please, with your outreach. That matters. But with LinkedIn specifically, it is my first touch. Why? See me. I have videos. I have something right there where they can experience me before they even respond to me. So that's the key with any of your social platforms, but specifically with LinkedIn. This one's wild to me. 75% of the users are millennials and Gen Z, and the following 2 points back up why I bring that up. They're the largest categories of people taking out loans and buying homes. What else is characteristic of LinkedIn? If you want to guess, I think I get to it on the next slide. 54% of all your users are high income. What do you need to buy a house? Money. What else? A job. What else? Good credit. Guys, over half the audience here lines into that. Your next largest categorical buyers are on LinkedIn. Teens are the fastest growing demographic on LinkedIn today. Using it for authentic, credible, building authority. I think you mentioned that. Are you putting out content that builds authority? Should live on Facebook and Instagram, all that's true, but LinkedIn is absolutely a tool in the tool belt of sales. So let's talk about optimizing our profiles, because I want to give you guys some good stuff. I'm going to try to jump over into my LinkedIn and we can do some actual demonstrations as we go throughout. Feel free to follow along as we go. So what do you guys think are some ways we should optimize our profile? First.
Have your contact information correct?
Yes. Just across a quick check after you Google yourself, step 2, go make sure your name, address, and phone number match across all your publicly facing website, Google My Business page, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Make sure the NAP, name, address, phone, matches. Super important. It'll help you get served up faster. Were you laughing at the acronym?
Yes.
Does it mean something I don't know? Probably. This is a PG show, young lady.
You have to watch the cool people around here. They trick you to say things you're not supposed to say.
I know. Normally that's my brother. He's normally the one who steps in the poo-poo there, but we'll keep it here. So, first couple things. I'm gonna show this, but we talked about the headshot. You all probably have it. How many of you have a banner on your profile? At the top. Does Remax provide a banner?
They provide some options, yeah.
Cool.
I just realized I have one with fall leaves on it, so.
Well, the reason I start with optimize, guys, is before you can actually start going and doing some stuff on LinkedIn and connecting with people, you gotta make sure you look pretty. You gotta make sure the billboard's built, right? So banner, make sure your banner includes some sort of call to action. I'll show you mine in a minute, but our entire team at Fidelity, we all have QR codes that scan back to a resource of some kind on our team. So if someone's there, they can just long press it, or if they're on their desktop, they can scan it, see what it leads to. But it creates a little bit of intrigue, so I recommend having some sort of a call to action in your banner. Craft a clear, keyword-rich headline. What does that mean to you guys? It's kind of, there's a hint up there, but. How many of you have realtor listed as what you do right now? Okay, so this is where we need to work, first and foremost. As a realtor, what do you do? There's a hint on the screen in green. It's kind of small.
In York County.
There you go. So keyword rich, right? Why? York County.
No, Hampton.
So this is important. This is where a lot of people just put a title like I'm a banker, I'm a real estate agent, I'm a mortgage banker. This needs to be a couple descriptive words or phrases that basically tell folks what you do from a consumer standpoint. We'll look at that in a moment. And I'm going to give you a great example. No one knows this guy. People probably hate this guy. This is always a controversial topic. Anyone here love Ryan?
Christopher.
Okay. Anyone in here hate Ryan? We don't hate people. It's nothing but love. Nothing but love in the game. So a couple things. Profile photo, again, make sure it's straight, head on. I love using background remover for these, or like a corporate background. Keep it light and bright, none of this dark and mysterious, like none of this 1997 photo shoot stuff with a gold background, okay? So keep it light and bright, it looks good. His banner, while it doesn't include a call to action, it kind of does because he's a speaker, author, coaching program, so he's showing a room full of energy, full of people. That's what he does, that's what he sells now. And then I want you to really pay attention to number 3. That is his keyword rich title. He doesn't say, I don't think he just says real estate broker. Just founder and CEO at Sirhan, 3-time best-selling author, investor in Major League Pickleball, wow. Realty Capital, Blank Street, and more. So model that, right? Like there's a term in real estate called R&D. Do you all know what it means? What does R&D mean? No, rip off and duplicate. If you see someone else doing it well, just do it in your own way. But it's a good idea. If someone's crushing the game, go crush the game. The other thing that's great on LinkedIn is you can get verified for free. You don't have to pay for that. You just upload your stuff. Believe it or not, consumers believe in the check. Anyone Meta verified, by the way, on your Instagrams? Anyone paying for that? I would if I were you, as agents.
Is it clear on there? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
'cause I just pulled it up, I didn't know.
Yeah. So you're going to go through that process.
Scan your ID and stuff.
How many of you ever noticed, does this have a pointer on it?
No.
It doesn't,
Okay.
it does, but it doesn't work on the screen.
How many of you have ever noticed that little bell
Yeah.
to the right of a profile? So this is huge. We're going to get into generating leads in a moment and connecting with your database. But for anyone that you never want to miss what they do on LinkedIn, you just hit that bell and say, I want to get informed for all. This would be my SOI key people, your local mayors, your politicians. Like you want to be abreast of what's going on in your community. I'm going to go follow anyone critical because where do I want to be when they post something?
The first person.
I want to be in the comments. I want to be adding my 2 cents to demonstrate my authority and my credibility. So your first little tip from a sales perspective or a database perspective is people you connect with that you want to know everything they have going on LinkedIn, go hit that bell, turn it on, and say notify me for all. If you're on LinkedIn right now, go ahead and click on your contact info. Number 5. Does everyone see that? Yeah. So click on that and make sure it's current and up to date. Phone number, email, super important. Is yours? No? Still an old one. By doing this, make sure you might get spammed. Like I have learning and training coordinator on mine for Fidelity, so I get all these LMS people reaching out to me like, hey, does Fidelity want new systems? So keep in mind, if you put contact info on there, you may get some of that. But you're in a business where you want to make it easy for people to work with you. And then finally, number 6, you can add a web link. For me, this is a beautiful call to action here, and you can call it whatever you want, which I think is great. So mine is my podcast, but I love how he says, join my sales training course. What would you want someone to go as a call to action right from your LinkedIn profile? What would you want them to see to put your best foot forward? Link that website in there. These are some of the reasons I think it's extremely powerful. Professional, trusted, number 1. Number 2, and then this nice billboard right here that gives them everything they need. And yes, you can say it's on Facebook and Instagram too, but when you're reaching out for business purpose for a new person who you don't know, there's none better on social media than LinkedIn. Let's go a little deeper. I'm actually gonna see if I can jump over. Can I see if this works?
Yep, I'm gonna help you for a second.
Sweet.
Oh, look, it
Oh,
worked.
yay.
But I can't see it. I have to look at the screen. See my mouse. Hopefully this works. There we go. Okay. So, oh wow. Does this drag? Does anyone know?
It should.
All right.
Just click and hold and drag.
Try it.
Oh.
No luck. All good. So a couple things. Just an example of a banner, what a banner can look like. Oh, there we go. I clicked it and that worked. I don't have the notification bell. That's how you go in to edit it. Have the podcast right there and then your connections. One of the other things I wanted to point out here, if you actually want to build a following and you're methodical with LinkedIn, you can control this. You can control the people you connect with. Because it's kind of like Facebook. You can go connect with a bunch of people, but they're not really good people for you. You can go control who you connect with specifically in the community, your database, etc. And you can build your connections and followers very fast. You can kind of control that. Easy to do. Over a couple years, probably way better than you can on Instagram or Facebook, just in my personal opinion. Let's see if the slide back works over. Yay.
Ooh, look at that.
Look at that, so fancy. All right. So let's talk about your About You section. So this is your bio. So who has an About You section that you can pull up right now? How long is yours?
3 sentences.
Okay. I would say that might be a little short.
Mine are 4 paragraphs.
Might be a little long.
Somewhere in the middle, please.
Mine's like 2.5.
2.5. Okay. So you should probably be in about 2.5 range. 2.5 range. But there's a couple tips LinkedIn recommends on how you should build this out. And I have a little fun hack you all can try. Who in here has ChatGPT on your phones? Yeah. Okay. So just try this. I've never actually done this before, but I thought I'm going to try this today. Go into ChatGPT. Open your phone. Do I have any paid users in here? Okay. So do you all know, like 12 days ago they rolled out memory? Maybe it was more than that. It might be like 2 weeks. But they rolled out memory.
Yeah.
So now it remembers everything about you. It was for paid users for sure.
Look myself up.
Did you? What'd you find? Good things, bad things in between? Okay. Not like an old MySpace page out there.
I asked ChatGPT about me and it told me all my stats. And they're cool.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So do this. Go into your ChatGPT and feel free to hit the mic. By the way, free AI tip. If you're still typing your prompts, stop that. Hit the microphone button, start speaking your prompts. Start speaking your prompts. Stop typing them. You're not giving AI enough context, and that's why your listings sound like AI wrote them. So start talking to it instead. But you all can hit that mic or type this if you want, since we're in a big group. Just say, hey, ChatGPT, based on everything you know about me as a real estate agent, write me a nice, short and sweet, optimized LinkedIn bio. Just try that. Keys are feverishly clicking. And I need a volunteer to be bold enough to share.
You said write me
LinkedIn.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. And one thing I want to throw in there, humble. A humble bio. I think humility sells a little bit more than, but if your style's like to put it out there that I'm the best, go for it. All right, anyone want to share? How is it off first glance?
It's short.
Okay.
It says, helping people find home, not just houses. I'm a dedicated real estate professional focused on delivering honest guidance, clear communication, and a smooth experience. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading, or making a move, I believe real estate is about relationships, not transactions. Let's connect.
What do you guys think about that?
Mine was shorter.
So continue to noodle that.
I love it.
Another tip for AI when you're writing things, just say write it like me based on everything you know about me. It'll save you a lot of that back and forth. But let's jump back over. So something I recommend. I'm going to get to my about here. Let's click that and open it up. Scroll down. There we go. Here's what I recommend doing after your little bio. If you all can't read this, I'm going to read it for you. It says, here's how I can support you. And I simply just bullet point out the things that I do in my role. So this is kind of like a keyword thing. This can help optimize you in search engines as well. But I say, here's how I can support using AI to boost your ROI, offering marketing support, providing sales coaching, consulting on leadership, reimagining your customer experience journey, integrating video into your business processes, leading trainings and workshops for real estate pros, creating content channels that truly matter. And then I frequently speak, and when I'm not working, here's what I do. But this little like bullet point piece here is huge. So it's more about here's how I support, not I'm great at all of this. And I think the tone matters. So for me, always striking more of a matter-of-fact, humble tone does matter. So that's outlining your services and highlighting your specialties. You can even put here some of your awards if you've been a top agent. A couple of you got that today. Top commercial, Carlin, good job.
Thank you.
It's awesome. I'd put that on there, right? Like top commercial, producing commercial agent in Virginia, or whatever the region's measured on. And then for your top of profile, I'm gonna get to this, but I wanna point it out. Right below your About You section, you see where you have your services? You might need to add this section. So if you don't see services, you might need to add it. When you edit your profile, there should be an add section, and then you can add these up little sections in here. But this is where I would list out everything you do. Again, keyword optimization, but think things like relocation. Think things like VA specialist, or like what are all the things you kind of hang your hat on, right? Make sure they're accurate. Think of this like your Google My Business services. Ideally, those should match. again, think consistency across.
Do you recommend little icons? What are they called?
Emojis?
They put a bunch of them in my chat.
So here's why. 'Cause-
ChatGPT loves an emoji.
Right. So here's one of the reasons I don't put them in mine. Because of that. Because I think now if everything's emoji written, it's almost assumed that AI wrote it for you.
Yeah.
So while we want to use AI, I want to preserve tone. So to believe it or not, like what's going to flip here in society pretty quick is we're going to start valuing the errors and the less polished stuff more. Because we're all going to get sick and tired of AI, seeing everything AI generated. Like, I guarantee you that's happening faster than we think. So a misspelling here and there, it's okay.
Good thing.
It's human.
I'm a horrible speller.
What'd you say?
It's a good thing I'm a horrible speller.
Yeah, see, that me too. I fat finger everything. It's horrible. All right, any questions at this point? Has everyone found these sections on your LinkedIn? Any questions? This is, again, optimization. Let's keep it rolling. I'm going to jump back over. Woohoo! I love that this is working. Thank you for that, by the way, whoever helped me get that rolling. So we talked about this. I'm going to jump ahead. So this is your best foot forward. So this is like, okay, how do we level up the profile now? On your mobile phone, you can actually record your name. And people can click it and hear it played out. Does anyone have this? You can't do this on your desktop. You need to be on the phone app. But you can record your name pronunciation. If you're always struggling with people pronouncing your name, great tool for that. That's why they came out with it. Because, especially for recruiters, right? Like, they're reaching out to people, they want to know how to say someone's name on the voicemail the right way. But if you think about it, anyone reaching out, landing on you, it's also a nice way they can hear your voice right there. Just, hey, I'm Andrew Hooper, right? So, voice feature's cool. And then featured posts and videos. This is very similar to pinning posts on Instagram. But how many of you have posts on LinkedIn right now? Like with anything else, you can pin as many posts as you want, but the latest ones are going to show up first. Let's just swipe back over. Right below this, here's my featured posts, right? Probably need to get a few more up there at some point, but these are the featured ones. This is what I want people to be able to see at the top of my profile. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's go back. There we go. So that's my featured post. Now how do we do that? So what I would do is I would go down into my posts, find any of the posts I want to feature, click the 3 dots, and hit feature on top of profile. And the same would apply for, I'll leave that up if you want to take a picture because you might not have a post up there yet. But once you get a couple videos up there, I would say a good video to have would be like a professional intro, 30-second, hey, I'm so-and-so, here's what I do, here's who I help. Have that kind of live at the top of your profile for sure as a featured post. And then the rest of mine cycle in and out. I'll put one up there that's a new podcast, I'll take it off, I'll put another one later. So you can cycle a couple in and out. Pretty cool, love it. For putting your best foot forward, have some featured posts. Swipe back over here. Complete your education and experience, please. Like, this is important. People don't care as much, but it is important to the completion of your profile and you potentially being recommended to others to connect with in your field. How many of you have been in real estate for your whole career? So just go back down through that and try to find all the dates and approximate timeframes of all the companies you've been with, and then complete your education as well. Not a deal killer, but I highly recommend it. I do see a lot of folks who just have to, where they're at currently, and they never took the time to kind of fill out their whole backstory. And then people like people who care. So how many of you are involved in nonprofits or community work? We talked about the Children's Miracle Hospital, which is awesome. But if you're involved in something like that, put it up there. People like people who care. You can showcase it there under your volunteer section. And I think it helps you, again, when someone lands on you, okay, you're more than real estate, what are you into? That's what you're into. So let's jump into growing your network. How do we grow? So what do you guys think is the best method before we jump into it? Shout some things out. How do we grow our network on LinkedIn?
Engage with other users.
Here's a little bit of a to-do, if you will. Once you get optimized, here's what I would recommend you do. Go take your database and just go through it. In your time boxing or your time blocking that you do for social media, hopefully you all do that. So you become a little more intentional with social media, less get on there and scroll. How many of you get on there to do something and you waste the next hour? Scrolling reels.
Yeah.
So time box your social media. That's a little pro hack. Go tell social media what to do for you. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump into LinkedIn. Did it go? Nope, there we go. I'm gonna jump into LinkedIn in the morning, and I'm just gonna go to this search bar and go down my database, and I'm just gonna search, how do I spell your name? Someone give me your name, how do I spell it?
C-A-R-L-Y-N.
C-A-R-L-Y-N.
Menser, M-E-N-S-E-R.
M-E-N-S-E-R.
S-E-R.
Here we go. So I'm just gonna go through my database like this. There you are, right? Is that you?
That's me.
There you go. I'm gonna open your profile. I may follow you. Now, if it says follow, that means you have a creator profile on LinkedIn. But what I'm gonna do here probably is hit more, and this is a little tip. I'm gonna hit connect. So this is key, following is not connecting. I'm gonna hit connect, and then anytime I send a connect, do not ever send a connect without this. Hit send with a note, so add note. Come on. I'm not used to Macs, guys, you just have to bear with me.
What?
I know, I'm a big Windows. I'm an Apple user for tablets and phones, but just not weird, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm gonna say is normally in my sales process, my first reach out to someone who's a lead is something like this. Carlin would love to connect with you here on LI and hopefully in person soon. So don't mind my spelling errors, but that's what I would normally do, right? And then just be like, Andrew, something like that. It's send. That's my first touch normally, something like that. There you go.
So you
just
said you
got it.
follow and connect or just connect?
Follow if they have a creator profile, but then hit more and actually do the connection. So, not just follow. If you follow them, great, but you're not connected. They're not gonna see your stuff. Make sense? As soon as they connect with you, now they're gonna see your stuff that you start putting out. So that's tip on how to connect. The second thing on here is, and I think this is actually more impactful now than it was on Facebook when these were big, and they still are big, but groups. Anyone in groups on Facebook? Does anyone really leverage groups to get business? Has anyone gotten a lot of deals from being an active member of a group?
We have like a group of our clients that we cultivate, but not like.
I think this strategy was big about a decade ago when groups weren't but everyone has a group now. So it's very diluted. LinkedIn, I think, is still a little more fresh. It's a newer platform. It's a little more fresh with that. So for groups, I'm gonna see if I can go back to wherever my other tab was here. Feed, there we go. Let's do York County animal. Let's just do something like that. I'm trying something here, guys. So up here, I'm gonna go to the top and I'm gonna filter to groups. I cannot handle this, whatever it's doing. Okay, so I don't see anything there. So you can try anything, right? I might do Hampton Roads, make it more general. This is still considered Hampton Roads, guys? Okay, Hampton Roads, search that. Here we go. All right, so Hampton Roads leaders, Hampton Roads networking group, Hampton Roads chamber. I think we should be a member of the chamber group, right? There's 2,000 members. These are probably business professionals in the area. So you can go find groups and interact with them. So in addition to going and finding your database, sending that personalized connection, groups still have a little more meaning. But if you join a group, contribute. Like when I get in my time block on LinkedIn and I'm in a group, I'm going to search that group and I'm going to find the latest posts and try to comment on it, be a resource. Or if I have something to offer in that group that's not salesy, it's just, here's a good resource for what this group is about, post it in there as well. So again, higher bang for buck groups on LinkedIn. Agents that you need for referral partners. So what's your biggest, what's the biggest driver of homes buying and selling in this area, guys? Bingo. Sometimes I ask questions and people don't know what I mean. So thank you guys. You make me look good. The military. Where are people coming from? Where are they PCSing to? PCSing from? All over. Okay, San Diego. Where else? Guam. Where else? Hawaii.
Florida.
Okay, so you all probably haven't, you can go search internal networks, but what I like to do is go Google top realtors in those areas. Because if they're a top realtor in that area, what might they do for you?
Send your referrals.
Back, right? So you can find realtors in your network and maybe they do good business, maybe they don't. LinkedIn is great for this. Go send that personal connect and say, hey, I help a lot of folks constantly moving to and from your area, would love to connect. Let's jump on Zoom sometime soon. So go find referral partners. Same thing, just search Realtors, you can filter by area, or you can do Google search and find them that way and then look up their name. But think mutual referral partners. And then for sources of business, again, when we search, I just want to point out, you have so many filters, and I feel these are underused, and I lost my mouse. Where's my mouse? Uh-oh. I don't know if this is coming back. I might need some help.
There it is, on the bottom right
There it is, cool. All right, so let's go back to the top. So I'm in groups right now, but I go back to all, and we can filter by quite a few things. So I've been able to find people pretty easily by a first name, if you know where they work, so companies, etc. And another one, and I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit here, but how many of y'all have a good idea of your top companies that hired? I know the military is the biggest one here, but in the government, but are there other large companies in this area that have people coming in and coming out, maybe government contractors, shipyards, etc.?
Yeah.
So what's a big one here that would probably have a LinkedIn profile? I don't know if a ship company would, we can try.
Ferguson.
What is it called?
Ferguson.
Ferguson Enterprises, right? Let's see. So we're gonna do companies. Any of these look right?
It's the second one.
Detroit? It's Florida. If they're on here, so this again only works if the company's on here.
I guess the first one's well, it's Florida though.
It was?
When you clicked on that one, it showed a promoted one that had the logo for Ferguson.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's
To
it.
the
Over
right,
here, there you
yeah.
go. Okay, cool. Oh, because it's not Enterprises, it's just Ferguson. There you go. Okay, cool. So, little hack here. This is kind of like from a lead gen and or I want to go get some traction. Your top companies in the area. What I love about this is when you search a company, you can go look at people. And I can see all the people who list that they work there. It's going to suggest people I may know. So this was something I used when I worked in banking, when I was a market leader, and we needed to go out and drum up new business. So I would use this strategy myself. Go to LinkedIn, find the company. I would go find their head of operations, COO, or someone who's like in charge with developing the team or adding benefits management. I'd connect on LinkedIn. Hey, I'm a local market leader with JP Morgan. We love to empower the community. We'd love to come out to one of your next team events, bring breakfast, and talk to your employees about why 401k and investing is important. Something like that. So what would that be for you guys? You guys are doing classes right now for first-time home buyers, etc. Maybe it's when you reload how to build wealth, right? Whatever you have that you can offer out in the community, this little strategy here can open doors for you because you're reaching out as kind of a go-giver. So find companies you're very familiar with. Go find the key people if you don't know them. Again, a DM on LinkedIn is not weird. It's accepted, and you'll gain some traction there as well. Any questions so far on engagements or building the business? We're gonna get into content here in a moment. Can you guys see this? I'm swiping and it's kind of not doing the thing. Try to get back. Let's see.
3-finger swipe.
Yep, it is swiping the screen on the laptop, but not on the Prezi. Oh, thank you. Magic touch. I love it.
You just have to
Thank
have your mouse up there.
you. Is that what it
the mouse
is?
has to be on the screen.
Oh, okay, bummer. All right, so we talked about that, company search. So next we're gonna talk about showcasing expertise, and for content, this is gonna kind of bring us in. So who in here is shooting video right now, consistently? A little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Deb talked about podcasting. Anyone been on a podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. Easier in a podcast format, right?
If you like your voice. I didn't like your voice, but I mean, it was nice.
Can I share something with you? Do you know that we all have what's called a cognitive distortion to ourselves? So the way we hear our voice is not like other people hear our voice. It's also the same reason we look in the mirror and we're like, I like how I look in the mirror, but then I see myself actually how I look, and we're like, it's so different.
Yeah.
But if I had flipped pictures of me up on the screen, all of you would look at it and be like, it doesn't look different at all. It actually looks perfectly fine. It's our own brains doing that to us. So we gotta get over the mental hurdle, but I do believe that sitting down and having longer recorded conversations, everyone's podcasting it's not about the podcast. It's never about the podcast. It's about being able to have content clipped up from the podcast that you can put out there to build authority. And if someone lands on the podcast, great. If it's a resource, great. But it's an easy way to streamline content creation. So can I give you guys a social media content strategy that if you spend like 2 hours a month, you'll get enough reels for your entire month? Would you guys like this? This is powered by AI. You probably will have to apply some of Remax's brand standards to this, which is doable through the team here, I'm sure. But this is what we do. So if you're like me, trying to get the phone out and record a 37-second reel where I'm getting all my thoughts in that reel, challenging for anyone? Anyone ever feel like you ramble and you look down the video's 2 minutes long? You know no one's gonna watch it? It's a real problem we all have. So what I do instead is I realized, okay, if I sit in conversation with someone and record a Zoom call, or do you guys have a podcast room here? Content room? Sit down, love that. Sit down and have a conversation. What I'm able to do is get my ideas out in conversation fully without feeling pressured. But then who has edited videos in here before? How long would it take to go take a 40-minute podcast and like crop reels and edit reels out of that? Anyone ever do that? If you haven't done that, could you imagine trying to do that? It takes a lot of work. You gotta watch the whole thing. Okay, I want second like 37 to second like minute and 12. Then you're cropping it, then you gotta edit it. But AI can do all of that now. AI can do all of that. So here's your hack. Go find in the last, I don't know, 5 or 10 transactions you've done, go find all the questions you've answered for your buyers or sellers. Just go back and think through that, make a list. These are questions I answer for clients all the time. Then get on Zoom or your podcast room with someone and hit record, and just ask each other these questions back and forth and have a conversation about them. So get a recording of a video. And then I'm gonna give you 2 tools. You can go choose which one you wanna use. The first one that I use all the time is called Opus.pro. Has anyone used Opus.pro? This is for all your social platforms, but these clips are gonna be great for LinkedIn because it's authority building professional content. You take that long video, it can live on YouTube, Vimeo, it could simply be an upload. It can be a Zoom recording link. You drop that link into Opus.pro, and it takes about 20 minutes, you walk away, and it watches the whole video, crops up everything into reels and puts captions on them for you. It's what everyone does now who's big time influencer. They don't invest the time to edit anymore. So you can crop them up, and if you have Remax brand colors, you can apply the brand colors for your captions, whatever you have. It's fairly simple to do. A 40-minute video, guys, will give you normally 20 to 30 reels. So has anyone in here used a tool like this yet? This will change your content game.
Our tool is broke.
Brooke, this tool will change your life if you're helping them do it. Like, record them, get the video dropped in there. The other one, there's Opus.pro, and then the other one is called Kuso, Q-U-S-O. It's a newer tool that does what Opus does, but it will also generate like blog posts and written content from your video scripts. It's pretty cool. So you can go test that one out too, find one that works for you. The reason for that is green bullet point. If you're not showing up on video where your potential client can experience you, it's gonna be really hard for them to connect with you and for you to move that conversation forward. As soon as you build a library of knowledgeable videos and someone lands on you and they're like, wow, this person knows what they're doing, they build trust with you without you having to do anything. It just lives there. So focus on video. Users are 20 times more likely to share videos. And then, does your program you talked about, Deb, does that post to social for people?
Yes.
So if you upload these videos in there and it blasts it out to all your platforms, I mean, it's even more powerful.
Yeah, you can.
Super streamlined. So it's incredible. The final point on here, and this is, when AI first came out, I did see a lot of realtors leaning into having it write articles for you. Anyone ever do that? Like ChatGPT, what are the 5 best parks to take kids in York County? Good thing to do if you haven't. Like, become a local mayor, put out good content. Not only that can live on your website and your LinkedIn profile as an article, but in a sales process, if you have someone with kids moving to the area and they've reached out to you, how cool would it be to say, hey, when you get a minute, here's a 5-minute read about the 5 best places to take your kids when you're here next time, as we're looking at homes. 5 best places for date night, whatever. But here's the key with AI. Don't just go to AI and say, give me these places to write an article, because it's gonna spit out something that sounds like AI. Let it give you the places and then hit that microphone button and say, okay, now I want you to take what I'm gonna tell you about these places that I've experienced and write this article as if it were me. And just say, so I've gone to this park, here's what I love, here's what I don't love. I've gone to this one, here's what makes sense. So only post things that you actually have experience doing. And then say, just with everything I tell you, AI, I talk for 10 minutes. Rewrite this with my experiences. You're gonna customize your article, no one else is gonna have it. But LinkedIn loves articles, guys, and they make it very easy to just copy, paste them right in. You can have a resource right there. Best foot forward when you share it with somebody. I wanna talk about this real quick, native versus shared video. Does anyone know what this means just off the bat from like a...
Native is you originally posted it.
Kind of. Excuse me. And I think it'll be the case for your platform too. Hootsuite, it's fine if it comes from Hootsuite or something like that, so yours should be fine. But native means if someone clicks play on your video, does it take them somewhere else? Like if it takes them somewhere else, it's not native. It needs to play within the platform. So like anyone have BombBomb or Vidyard or VidReach? So like BombBomb would not be native. I posted a BombBomb video on LinkedIn, they click it, they're gonna go to BombBomb. Your social media platforms are automatically gonna suppress any videos like that because it's taking you away. Same with YouTube. If you embed a YouTube video, it's better to take a clip and upload a clip natively and then link the YouTube video in the comments. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if someone clicks and leaves LinkedIn, LinkedIn just lost eyeballs. Right. And that's one of their metrics, how they drive their investors' dollars. So keep that in mind. If your video is hosted on a different platform, have an AI tool clip it up, post a clip, and then have it reference back in the comments to a link to the video. So native versus shared, better. Recently a stat just came out, written posts are good, pictures are better. Matter of fact, posts with multiple pictures on LinkedIn right now get the highest engagement. So I think the percentage is 6.6% engagement out of everyone who views it. So if you think about that, if you get, my average post gets 1,400 views, so that's gonna be like, I don't know, 60 likes. 6% would be like 16 likes, or 60 likes, sorry. So if that's the case, do more pictures. Your listing photos, your open house photos, probably better served on a LinkedIn profile than on a Facebook feed where it's clogged, and the algorithm's not really showing that to many people. And again, if you're intentional about building your database connections on here as you post, these people are gonna start seeing you. The people you go interact with are gonna see your stuff. This works, this isn't an Instagram class, but have you all heard the hack for the algorithm on Instagram right now?
It's doing weird stuff now.
It is weird, but if you really wanna like powerhouse and get the right eyeballs on your stuff, here's what you need to do. And it's true on LinkedIn too, but more so for the Instagram algorithm. Go DM people that you want to see your stuff. Start conversations. Someone said, you all know who Chelsea Pites is? Good friend of mine, she's a real estate coach. She's awesome.
Yeah.
So we have her out to speak at our conferences. So her strategy is every day, go send, comment on 10 posts from people you want your eye, like longer comments, not just like a fist bump or something. Go send 5 DMs and go follow one new person. Just do that for 5 minutes every morning. If you DM people, it tells the algorithm we need to start seeing each other's stuff. Had realtors start doing this every day, and all of a sudden it's like, I'm seeing all these people's things I never saw before. Well, guess what? They're seeing your stuff too. So DMing, they call it dark social, the stuff that's not out for everyone to see, that's what drives engagement. Same on LinkedIn. If I'm messaging my contacts when I connect, it's gonna start serving up my content right away to them in their feed when they start logging in every day. And video still continues to be the best for overall engagement. Final question here, people ask, when do I post? This is true for all the platforms, but more so on LinkedIn, and I forgot to put it up here, but don't post on LinkedIn on Saturdays and Sundays. You'll get virtually 0 engagement because it is considered professional. I've tested this. I post on a Saturday or Sunday, I get like 5 views, right? And then Monday morning hits and someone else's post is up first because they put it up there. And it's no surprise, it's like over coffee in the morning after the kids went to school, or as they're going out the door to school. Once we get to work, right, we get logged in and we start wasting the boss's time when we get on social to scroll. No surprise. Well, you all are your own boss, so you're wasting your own time. But And then 12:45 lunch, right, or after lunch, and then dinner time when we're on the car on the way home or something like that. Those are your best times to post on LinkedIn. But as with any social platform, I don't think there's one be-all, end-all, but wherever you are public, wherever you're gonna show up, the key here is, are you a credible and trusted source on that platform? And again, LinkedIn has been the spear of our tip, helping us land business constantly, just by having that be the first point of contact. And our sequence goes something like this: LinkedIn message, follow-up email with a bomb video that says, hey, hope you saw my LinkedIn connection request. Then after that, if they don't respond, I do a phone call. Hey, wondered if you saw my email video. Then after that, I'm gonna resurface the email later. Hey, see below, let me know your thoughts, right? That's the beginning of our sequence, and then we go from there. But LinkedIn is the tip. And normally when we send that bomb video, we see, bing, LinkedIn connection request accepted, right? So it works, it's huge, and it's trusted. So as with anything, if you do the work, the results will follow. I think I already hit on this, but you guys can screenshot this. I've kind of talked about this as we go. And ultimately, consistency every day, be intentional. Don't let social media suck you into the scroll. Go with an intention on, I'm gonna go connect with 10 people today and then I'm getting off. I'm gonna go send 10 DMs on Instagram and then I'm gonna get off. Don't let it suck you in. You'll become much more productive in your life. And a little hack here, turn off your social media notifications. It's a drug. Trust me, read the book, Unhack Your Brain. It'll change your life. But those little red notification bells, they kill you because they suck you right back in. You post something and you're like, I got 2 likes. And then you scroll and then you like, go back, check the likes again, right? Like, does it matter to respond fast to posts? It matters more to be intentional with my time for me. Thank you guys for having me. I'll open up for any questions. If you'd like to connect, please scan my QR. I'd love to connect on any platform you like. But any questions or any thoughts? Anything I didn't cover that you would like me to hit on, or observation? Yes, ma'am.
Are you intentional about who you allow to follow you, or is it kind of like the more people the merrier?
On LinkedIn?
Yeah.
For my 2 kind of publics are LinkedIn and Instagram, so anyone goes there. Facebook is where I'm a little more selective. I want to have met you in person before I'm a friend, because I do more of my kids' stuff on Facebook. But LinkedIn, wide open.
Okay.
One thing to be aware of, this is key. Thank you for bringing this up. Because you have contact info, because you put a lot on LinkedIn, just be aware people are following you that look like you'll have, same as Facebook, right? You get the friend request and you're like, yeah, it's not really a person.
Right.
Same rule applies here. So you can block those profiles if it's someone from, I don't know, somewhere random in the world and you have no mutual connections. The other thing I love is LinkedIn tells you that. You have this many mutual connections. Think about this. You're trying to get in touch with a center of influence or sphere of influence person, and it's like they're not responding to you, but then you go on LinkedIn, you're like, man, we have 5 mutual connections, and I know Chris really well. Hey, Chris, I have been trying to get in Greg's office for a coffee. I've been banging down his door, emailing him, all the things. Would you mind at this point, like, telling him he needs to meet with me? Right? Boom, done. So it helps you out in that regard too. I don't think other platforms really do that. I mean, Facebook, yes, but from a professional standpoint, LinkedIn. Any other questions? Good question. Hopefully a couple tips and tricks. Thank you guys.
Yes, thank you.
Put some time back in the day.